I know, I don't think my microphone is on though. So you can see how I don't have any lights? And Jacqueline has lights. I know why. Duh.
Was it not plugged in?
Wasn't it a wireless mic? I think it was a wireless mic.
That helps.
Is this thing wireless?
Take two. Clap.
Hey, gummy bears.
This is so good. Welcome to the Postcard Town Podcast. We're back. We survived episode 1. My name is Jensen. Raquel, Jacqueline, and Jill are joining me. We have a new destination today, and there's a 50-50 chance this will be our best recording yet. The destination today is Chicago. Chicago is a really awesome city to visit. Some cities are perhaps more recognizable than the state they are in, and Chicago falls into that category for me. There's just more excitement, I think, whenever you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to Chicago versus saying I'm taking a trip to Illinois. Chicago, I think, is just very popular, and there's a ton of people there. I mean, I think that's why there's so many people there. It's a great city. It is the third most populated city in the United States with 2.7 million residents, and that is actually more people living in Chicago than in 15 states as, you know, their total population. So there's actually more people living in Chicago than there is in, say, Hawaii or Maine or Montana, Alaska, Wyoming, New Mexico. So does anybody have any fun memories from Chicago? Have you ever been?
I have not been, but I am going. But I'm going to go.
Right. So this is Jacqueline's pick for the episode. She picked Chicago for us to do some research on. And so you are going in the summer.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So we are big country music fans, and we are going to go see Morgan Wallen. And so we're so excited. We bought tickets earlier, and it's a stadium tour, and he's basically performing, you know, across the country. And there was a few to choose from, but we landed on Chicago because myself and my husband both want to go. So I'm super stoked. Can't wait to go. And so I did a little bit of research to just kind of figure out some of the key places and some history and things like that. But it'll be during the summer, so we're definitely going to catch a Cubs game. Super excited about that too, and hopefully do a tour.
All right, so Raquel, you have anything about your previous trips to Chicago?
Yeah, I've been a few times actually. I have family that lives there. I think my first time was maybe around 2005, 2006. And then most recently, we just went a couple months ago. So my freshman year, I decided to stay at school or stay up there for the Thanksgiving break because it's just a weekend. And, I think I was going to be traveling home for the winter break not too long after that. So since I have family there, and so it's November, so it's cold, right, by then. And little like 18-year-old me from San Antonio, Texas, didn't have a coat, like a good coat, I think I had some kind of jacket, obviously, but who knows what I was wearing. So my cousin made it a point. So she took me to the Magnificent Mile. And that was kind of like my first experience seeing like big metropolitan, like shopping district, it was kind of pretty cool. But yeah, she made sure that I got a pea coat, like pea coats were in, and you needed one. So that shopping experience, I think, was really fun. And then it was also my first time trying deep dish and my first introduction. But I was laughing when I remembered this, but I think this was the first time that I tried ranch with pizza. Because that was not a thing. And for some reason, I remember sitting in that Giordano's with my cousin and her saying, "You've never had ranch with pizza?" Like, yeah, this is a thing.
I
But
think
anyway,
Jill was born eating ranch.
I was.
Eating sushi.
I was. I
but
actually
yeah,
had pizza last night with ranch. So
so did I. Yeah.
Sidebar ranch story. Jill will never live this down. The time we went
every time.
out to eat with friends, and I swear Carrie was there and everything, and they put the ranch on the table, and Jill goes, that's not the ranch I wanted, or whatever, or that's fat free or something.
Yeah, I
She could
said,
just tell by looking
that's not
at it.
regular. That's not regular ranch.
Yeah.
Just by looking.
Yes.
Because low fat and fat free ranch has like this clear, like watery look to it almost. But like regular ranch is like thick, white, creamy. When it is low fat, it's got like almost like a yellow, clear. You can tell right away.
Jill can tell. She knows.
And also, when you go to a restaurant and it's craft, it's also not good. It's too tangy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a destination on our calendar for somewhere that we can talk more about ranch.
Yeah.
Hot topic.
I hate buttermilk ranch, actually.
All right. Well, so for me, Raquel and I just did a trip, a weekend trip in Chicago, and we saw a friend of Raquel's from college while we were there. So that was pretty handy just to have a local there with us. But the story I'll share now kind of has to do with the dinner that we had while we were there. So her friend booked us this reservation at a new restaurant, and the restaurant was really good. And we basically ordered the whole menu. We had pork bao buns, we had a ribeye skewer, we had a butter burger, we had sushi. It was a very, it was a lot of variety as far as what we ate. But a new item that we tried for the first time was shishito peppers.
Ooh.
And so they are small, charred peppers, and they're really tasty. And so her friend tells us that they can vary in heat,
Oh.
but most people can handle it, no issue. But right when he tells us that they can vary in heat, Raquel's eyes get real big, and there's like a little bit of panic on her face because she just bit into
no.
one, and it has
They're
a
like
little,
this big, so you pop the whole thing in your mouth.
yeah, you just pull the stem out. But she just had bit into one, and it had a little more kick to it. So I looked it up, and shishito peppers are mild, but basically like 1 in 10 have a much higher level of spice to them. So it says that it's like 2,500. It could be as high as 2,500 Scoville units, which is like comparable to like a jalapeno. So it's not like you're biting into a ghost pepper, say. Fast forward, we're back home, and we go out, and we're getting sushi, and she did it again on like the
No.
second pull. She got a shishito pepper, eats it, and she was like, I almost think she was sweating, and she was okay after like 10 minutes, but
10 minutes. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
I didn't notice. Yeah, so I didn't notice. I was like, okay, she's gonna be all right. I can tell she'll be okay. And so I kind of wasn't paying attention after that, after I realized that she was gonna be fine. But then I look over, and she's downed her glass of water and my glass of water.
I thought you were supposed to have milk. Is it milk help, or is that just a wives' tale?
I think so, but I didn't want to ask for a glass of milk at the sushi restaurant.
She's like, I didn't want to prove that I couldn't take it.
I'm
That's-
also a baby, though. Like, I am a baby. So
Oh, you don't like spice?
No,
not
you don't know that about her?
particularly. Yeah, no.
Yeah, she's mild.
Yeah. I mean, I like a pepper, I enjoy peppers, but I want like all the seeds and veins taken out. But yeah, it was intense. But whatever, you didn't say that you also bit into one, Jensen.
I
that
did,
you
and it was
were-
hot.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
hot. But yeah, I think the milk, that is actually another story that we will probably talk about at a later date for Raquel.
Oh.
Okay,
But yeah,
fair. So I actually just tried the same peppers recently in Fort Worth for the first time as well, but I did not have that experience. They were just delicious. I'm not as lucky as you.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on and let's get into vacation mode. Talk about kind of what is going to get us hyped up for Chicago. So this is going to be movies primarily. So I have a list of movies that feature Chicago. I think there's a pretty clear winner here as far as what's going to take the prize. But let me read the list as far as what I have, and then you can tell me if one of those is something that you're interested in, or if you have another pick. So there is a lot of variety here. So luckily, if you want to see something that's like sports, there's sports. If you want to see something that you have like a teenager that needs a movie, or if you want to see, multiple episodes, there's plenty of TV series. There's a lot in Chicago. So what I have on my list initially, though, let me go and read them off.
Read it.
A League of Their Own, Rookie of the Year, Adventures in Babysitting,
What?
Chicago, While You Were Sleeping, The Bear, the TV series The Bear, ER, Family Matters, and then I have a couple others that are more like a documentary style. So The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, talking about the Chicago Bulls.
Mhm.
And then there's a series on Prime Video called Game 7, and they go through the World Series with the Chicago Cubs and their Game 7 victory. The other, I also have, I think the two big ones are Home Alone and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Do you have is one of those to your liking, or do you have another choice that you're gonna pick?
I think
Well,
Ferris Bueller, but I also found that Dark Knight was also there as
Okay,
well. Yeah.
I found that My Big Fat Greek Wedding is also
it's
uh,
it's set in Chicago.
that, according to the internet, it's set in
The
Chicago.
internets. The
Yeah.
internets.
Okay,
Like suburbs, I guess, right, of Chicago. But if we need to fact check it, we can fact check it. But I do love that movie.
Movie with Vince Vaughn and he does
The
that re
breakup.
yeah. Is that one not? It's gotta
Yes,
be.
that's Chicago.
how do you
mhm.
know that's Chicago?
Because they have
He's a
that touring
tour guide.
company,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's right.
and
Okay,
they have like a boat tour and the double decker, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I didn't know about Adventures in Babysitting, and
Okay,
I
so
do
that was
love that movie.
actually that was mine, but I didn't see it on your list, Jensen. So I thought I was gonna say it and you weren't gonna know it, but never mind. But that's mine. That's my pick. I pick it.
yeah, I feel
Ferris Bueller, though. Come
yeah.
on.
We watched Adventures in Babysitting quite a bit. I feel like
A million times.
probably more times than we did Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Home Alone, I feel like we collectively probably watched more than Adventures in Babysitting. But yeah, Adventures in Babysitting I think is a good pick for us. Just like as like our childhood from what I remember.
Get out of my house.
I never saw
Okay, why did I know Raquel was gonna say
that
didn't
was
see
not
this?
happening in the Rios household.
What? Have you seen it now? Has Jensen let you in? Oh my gosh. It's on Disney Plus.
I
How
think
many?
there's a lot of movies like this that like our family has seen, and like we've probably really like carried a lot of the views on these.
Let's see if we think. Okay,
What
I'm thinking of two in particular. Maybe you can guess them. What other
that
two shows
that
do we
we
watch?
have seen that
That
other
we have
people
seen
haven't seen.
that probably nobody else in the world really ever watched. That we
The
just watched over and over.
the ones that come to mind for some reason to me are Garbage Pail Kids,
Oh,
Oh,
I wasn't
yeah.
going to say that one, but yes.
Totally. Valerie Vomit.
and
I'm
I
Wendy Winston.
think another one that we watched a lot was uh, The Legend of Billie Jean.
I also wasn't going
I
to say that one.
love that one. Willow.
Willow's what I was going to say.
We
Okay,
watched Willow a lot.
yeah, Willow scared me, so I didn't watch that one.
Okay, and one more that's totally weird. Crybaby.
We did
Okay,
watch Crybaby a lot.
A lot.
yeah.
And that was not
We don't know if
appropriate.
any of those are in Chicago, but
No, they're not. I
They're
doubt
not.
it.
They're not.
These are all big no's.
So
I was going to say, well, any of those?
No. Anything that I've seen like a picture of from these movies that y'all would watch, they look really freaky and scary.
Yeah.
And
I think they were free.
yeah.
What was the movie that we would watch where it was set in a school and the woman had to get the kids out and they had to swim through the what was that
That
one
was,
called?
I think that's Fortress. Are you thinking
Fortress!
Yes!
Fortress?
Fortress. That
Yeah.
one.
Fortress. So they did a remake of that a few years ago, and I was like, why? It was
The original's
bad
so
the first
good.
time.
The first one was the best one. Why?
So, man, yeah.
Okay, so back to Chicago. Back to Chicago. We have more on movies though. So back to Chicago. Home Alone, $18 million budget and has grossed 476 million worldwide. Lots of good quotes from Home Alone. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi. I feel like we had a lot of Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi coming from Jacqueline when we were kids. I feel like that was a quote that she would say a lot.
I like to say, look what you did, you little jerk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The house though is in Chicago. It's north of downtown by around 40-minute drive to get to the house where it was filmed. And that house actually was sold in 2025 for $5.5 million.
And they've already done renovations on it too, so
I
it
saw
doesn't.
that recently,
Yeah.
yeah. So my question here for Home Alone, I don't necessarily, I'll only give you the question. Did you ever get left home alone by mistake?
Jill. Jill got left behind.
You want to share that story, Jill?
I don't know the story. I just know that you guys all got in the car. And what I remember very vividly, and I've always, for my 40 years of life, in my head, I can see, I am looking through the blinds, and you guys are in the car, just backing away. And
Yeah, we left.
I don't know how long I was in there by myself. I guess eventually y'all came back and got me. I don't really know.
No, it was not long. So this is the house on the lawn, the
Yeah,
one with the pool.
yeah.
Well,
And
hang on. So how old were you then?
4? I don't know.
Oh, okay. So
well, you were around, Jensen. We didn't have Julie
We
yet.
had you.
yeah.
So,
They
I
had,
mean,
yeah, they had me. So that's what was important.
We got to make sure we put the baby in the car. Forget about that other one.
yeah.
Like I said, I was probably 4.
So
Okay.
we were in the said station wagon.
Okay, I was gonna say station wagon, but I didn't remember if we had one or if I was literally gonna say I'm looking at a station wagon pulling out of the drive.
Yes, we all left, but I don't remember what it was. Like, I don't know if it was like we all went to like a funeral, we all went to like it was something where we all had to go. And we didn't get very far. And then mom was like, "Oh, we left Jill." And so we went back and got you. But it wasn't long.
So
Like
how
I'd say
long
like
was it?
maybe a minute, like not long.
Oh, okay.
But she was left.
Just long enough to scar her for life.
Yeah, I do remember that. Like I can see it in my head.
Well, so my memory of getting left at home, I think, was probably around New Year's, and I feel like I was probably 7 or 8 years old. So I got this race car set for Christmas, and I'd set it up under the dining table. And so I remember my dad had told us, like, yeah, y'all get ready, we're going to leave. So I got ready and went back to playing with this race car set. And then all of a sudden, I just noticed it was quiet. And so I turned around and everybody was gone. And then I remember I went and I looked out the window on the front door and the car was gone. And it was maybe, I'm going to say it was 10 minutes. It might have been less. And
What?
then the car drove up. But the thing is, I don't think they came back for me. What happened, I think, is that Jacqueline forgot something. So they
What?
brought her back so that she could go in the house and get it out of the house. And so whenever she like opened the door and I ran out, I think everybody was like, "Oh, didn't realize he was in
I
there."
don't remember this.
I don't remember that either.
I
Because
remember
it didn't register
Because we
with
didn't know we
them.
lost, we left
Yeah.
you.
And actually know we were missing you.
Yeah, okay. Moving on to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. 1986, $6 million budget, and it grossed 70.7 million worldwide. Some good quotes from this one too. I really like when they say 9 times. But I feel like I've done that a good amount of times. People just say like, "Oh yeah, there's nine." I'd be like,
Hmm.
9 times. I like that one.
Yes.
And Jill, I think Jill's quote here that she would pick is when the secretary lady says, "He's a righteous dude."
That is a good one.
Yeah, Jill would say that quite a bit, and I like when when he tells them on the phone, roller old bones on over here," because he says that they need her to produce a corpse. But yeah, some good quotes from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Would you like a gummy bear? It's been in my pocket all day. It's nice and warm. I don't know how you don't know that one's in there.
Yeah, that's a good one too, and that's perfect for this trip for gummy bears. We're gonna take a quick break, and then whenever we come back, we'll get to our points of interest. Okay, we're back, and we are going to go through some quick facts about Chicago, and then we'll get into our points of interest. There's a lot of things that were invented in Chicago. I'm going to name off a few of them: spray paint, the vacuum cleaner, the zipper, and the Twinkie were all invented in Chicago. Also, the Willis Tower, which was formerly the Sears Tower, was once the tallest building in the world. And let me see. Jacqueline said she looked up some stuff on celebrities, so
I did. So these are the notable people from Chicago: Ernest Hemingway, Silverstein. Does anybody know who that is? We're the Sidewalk-ins. We used to read that book all the time, all the poems. Yeah. No. Is it
One where
Sarah Stout
she
wouldn't take the garbage out?
she ate the didn't she eat the big fish or something?
Yeah. Marshall Field, the department store, which eventually turned into Macy's. Uh, Al Capone. Steve Carell, Gru. Who doesn't
Mm.
love Gru or The Office?
I like
Take
how
your
that's
pick.
your your first
I,
thought. That's
I've
Steve
got
Carell.
kids, so
Yeah.
it's
True.
Gru. It's Gru. I have Cindy Crawford. Oh my gosh. Walt Disney. I don't know. I've got my Disney shirt on.
I did
Yes.
A
see
good
that
one.
one.
Yeah, Walt Disney. Who knew? Harrison Ford. Wow, wow, wow. Hugh Hefner. John C. Riley. Step Brothers. Yes.
Okay.
And we talked about him earlier. Vince Vaughn and then Robin Williams. But also found some bands too. And I think Raquel.
Oh, right, Chicago. Their fun fact is that they wanted their band name to be Chicago Transit Authority, but they ran into issues with the CTAs, obviously, using their name. So they cut it to Chicago. And Notre Dame loves the band Chicago. So while I was in the band, I had the opportunity to do a couple halftime performances with them. They would accompany us and kind of set up, and we'd play their songs. Super fun. And another great memory of mine is like sitting in the band hall and getting a serenade from Chicago. It was like special just for the band. Yeah, yeah, really, really
That's
cool.
really cool.
I remember they sponsored us. They sponsored our tracksuits for a bowl game, so our tracksuits had Chicago on the on the arm as well.
Cool.
Nice.
I tried to hold on to that jacket forever.
All right, so let's get to our first attraction. What we have to kick us off is going to be the Albanese Candy Factory, and it's actually an hour away from downtown Chicago. But if you're renting a car and you have a chance to drive to the Albanese Candy Factory, you can get some super fresh gummy candies. But this one's maybe more of an honorable mention because it is, like I said, it's an hour away. So you're actually going into Indiana. So it's not actually even in the state of Illinois, but it's close enough that you can add it to your trip if you want to get some gummy bears, gummy worms, gummy sharks. Do you have any of y'all have a preferred gummy bear?
I think they're classic ones. I mean, I am an Albanese fan and I have been for some time. in high school, right after high school, I had a friend that used to go to Chicago quite a bit, and he would always bring me back Albanese gummy bears from the factory. And they
Mm.
are legitimately better. They are so good. They are so fresh. And ever since then, I like all gummies. Oh, I like all gummies, but I think the Albanese are superior. And I just get the classic flavors. I don't do sour or any of that, but classic
Okay.
Albanese for me.
I'm more of a Coke bottle gummy, but
I'm gonna do a mom thing. I really like those little raspberry ones.
I
They
knew
have the
you were
little.
going to say that.
I know. Does that classify as a gummy? But like the black and red raspberries. Do you know what I'm talking about, Raquel?
They're
I
like,
gotta.
it's not a sprinkle on the outside. I don't know what it is, but I
yeah.
mean, but
It's
yeah, I
like a
mean,
hard
it's gummy.
candy.
It's gummy in
I
the
do
sense.
like them. Yeah.
It counts, I guess.
Okay, let's head back to downtown Chicago. The Magnificent Mile. There's a 13 block stretch of Michigan Avenue. There's over 400 stores and 275 restaurants. We have a long list of stores, but I'm just going to name off a few. You have Nordstrom, you have Dior, you have Tiffany Jewelry, you have Coach, American Girl, Gucci, Burberry. The list goes on. Did y'all happen to look at any of the stores there and think like, oh man, I got to check out this store, get some shopping done?
Well, we walked into the Harry Potter fan store, and I think
What?
I don't know how many there are in the world, but I think if there's very few.
Yeah.
Um, so it was cool. It was a lot of cool merch, and I don't even know if I saw this, but there's supposedly Chicago specific merch that's like a collab with Harry Potter in the store. But yeah, I thought that was a fun. If you're a fan of Harry Potter and you're
Yeah.
not near a Universal Studios, like it's a cool spot.
Yeah, there was a good amount of people in the store when we went. They have the butterbeer bar kind of set up and they have wands there. But yeah, the store was busy.
That's cool. Huh. I don't feel like I would be like, oh, I need to go to Coach or anything.
It's weird that you say that because we had a text not too long ago where we were talking about some other things on our family text and you were like, "Oh, hey, I need a Louis Vuitton belt bag." So I have on my list like this is Jacqueline's souvenir is to buy this Louis Vuitton belt bag on the Magnificent Mile.
Well, I mean, I do need that, and I wanted it for my Disney trip, and I ended up getting instead a cheaper Carhartt instead. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Carhartt?
Or
Okay.
Yes. But I
Well,
still want one. I mean, I
Well,
do.
there's a lot that are cheaper because I looked this bag up because I wanted to see. They have a lot of belt bags, but the
we
Louis
guess the
Vuitton belt
price.
bag, the Louis Vuitton belt bag, which I also like that they call it a bum bag. I think that's kind of
Yes,
I
I do
like that
too.
they call it. I like that name better, the bum bag. But you're going you're going $2,000 plus
Yeah.
basically on any Louis Vuitton belt bag you pick. So,
Mhm.
but
What the
yeah,
minimum prices for like the smallest wallet though? Like I need context because I just don't know.
Yeah.
Me
I
neither.
mean there's other places that you're going to get something designer, maybe you do want to get it like actually in wherever France or Italy or whatever, that would be
Yeah.
cool. But if you're in Chicago, you're on the Magnificent Mile, you want to buy something, yeah, it could be a
You
good
know what?
place.
I'm gonna put it on my list for when I'm there and tell Javier, like, hey, we really need to go in here and get this belt bag.
Just go in and see what they have. So another place along the Magnificent Mile that I saw that I thought was cool is the Museum of Ice Cream. So you can go to the Museum of Ice Cream. You can get unlimited ice cream there. They have this
Oh yeah.
giant pool of sprinkles that you can
Mm,
get in. And I saw that they have a Chicago style hot dog that's made entirely of ice cream, which sounds way more appetizing to me than the actual Chicago hot dog. But yeah, I think that looks like a fun place to go to also.
Yeah, why didn't y'all go? You just ran out of time.
Well,
next time.
we did go whenever we were in Chicago. We did go to the Starbucks Roastery, which is the next on the list, and this is, according to the internet, it's the largest Starbucks in the world. That's been a few years since it was built, though. So, but according to what I looked up, it's the largest one in the world. It's 5 stories tall, and basically, it's a coffee theme park, is the way that the internet describes it. I don't drink coffee, and I thought it was a pretty cool sight to see. Things to know, though, for sure, is that it's busy. There's a ton of people going in there. Every single floor is busy. I think you can probably get, a coffee probably on 3 out of the 5 floors. It feels like. I mean, there's so many different lines there, so you got to kind of figure out like which line you think is going to be the fastest one to make your way through. But also, like when we went pretty early in the morning. We were able to get in, no problem. But by the time we walked out, there's a line forming down the sidewalk of people waiting to get into Starbucks. So just make sure that you plan ahead and have time to spend a little bit of time in there.
There were, like, it's not just let me go order a coffee, right? And like the standard menu, they have floors dedicated to like alcoholic beverages that that
Oh,
incorporate coffee into the drinks. They had a floor where you could have an experience with like a barista
interesting.
that's kind of getting into the more nitty gritty of coffee, I think, and kind of different ways to prepare it. So it was like, I think you could spend a few hours there doing that kind of thing, but also the lines inside were crazy. So I wish we had more time when we went in there.
Did you get a coffee?
No, I didn't even get a coffee.
What?
I
Did you get a
know.
mug? Did you get
No, I
nothing?
didn't get a
Oh,
single thing. And
a
I kind
picture.
of regret not getting some merch when I was there.
The actual like roastery, like build it like this type of setup for Starbucks. I think there's only, what was it, Raquel,
Like
like 5 or 7
five?
in the world.
Yeah. In the
So
world. In the world.
yeah,
Mm.
But it was, I mean, the roast itself is like giant and
Yeah,
stories tall.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then I think it was almost like it reminded me of like a Harry Potter kind of mystical kind of setup with all the piping that they had going from the roastery over to the
yep.
actual countertops. Like it's all feeding the beans at the counters where they're grinding and stuff for the drinks. So very cool.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't drink coffee, so actually, I think the coolest part of the Starbucks roastery was the spiral escalator. Um,
Cool.
that was cool to me. So you have like a good note on that though is that you have to get on it from the ground level floor. So you can't get on the first floor, second floor, and it only goes up. So you need to go from the ground level and take the spiral escalator up, and then whenever you go down, you can go down the stairs or the elevator.
Cool.
Okay, so this is a good time for our road trip game. I'm glad we just talked about our Louis Vuitton belt bag, but we're gonna get into our road trip game. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Price is Right style rules. We're going to give some items up for bid, and you guys can tell me how much you think they are. And the first three are all from Oprah Winfrey's favorite things list. Of course, Oprah, Chicago. So we have three
Mm.
from that list, and the last one is going to be from a store you can find on the Magnificent Mile. So let
Oh,
me send you a picture real quick. Okay, so our first item that we're going to look at is going to be a Lola Blankets weighted blanket. It's 60 inches by 72 inches. It looks super soft.
yeah.
What do you think is the price for this blanket?
125.
Dang. I'm gonna go a little bit lower, and I'll say 75.
Raquel?
I'm gonna say 79.99.
OMG.
The
$1, $1.
the actual price the actual price is $389.
Oh,
Why does Oprah think that
Winner.
we're made of money? We're not made out of money, Oprah.
Winner.
Who's buying a $300 blanket? Not
You know
me.
what? You know
Sorry.
what I thought was interesting though is I think that it said this weighted blanket. It only weighs like 10 pounds. It's not like it's like a real 30-pound or 40-pound weighted blanket. It's only like 10 pounds.
Weighted
But
blankets are very expensive.
they are $389.
I mean, even the ones
Yeah.
that you just get on Amazon are expensive. Like I bought a small one for Jake when he was little, so it was like the size of a crib, and I remember it was like $70, and it was not soft like that one.
Okay, next item that we're going to look at is the Uni. This is spelled OONI. The Uni Volt 2 electric indoor pizza oven. This is a countertop.
Mm.
This is a countertop oven. It heats to 850 degrees and cooks a 12-inch pizza in 90 seconds.
This looks expensive. It looks like Back to the Future stuff.
225.
Hydrate level
look-
4, please.
I think it looks dangerous, to tell you the truth. 850 degrees, but
225.
You said 225?
225.
I'm going like $900. I'm like, this thing's expensive.
$900.
Yes, I wanted to say 1,200. You just talked me out of it.
I'm
Say
gonna
1200. Girl.
say.
Go
$1,
over.
$1.
I'm gonna say. Wait, what did you say, Jacqueline?
I said 900. Didn't I?
I'm gonna
I don't
say
know what I said.
$399.99.
actual price is $698. That's Raquel.
Get it.
Okay.
So
Me.
one to Raquel,
Good job.
one to Jill.
All right.
I'm losing.
The next item up to bid is the Breville Oracle Jet Espresso Machine. This is an at-home espresso maker.
Also looks expensive. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna say $8.99. 99. $8.99.99 like everybody else.
I'm gonna go with $550.
Actual price, $1,999.
I was gonna say
I won.
1,000.
I won.
It's $2,000.
Yeah.
It's a $2,000 espresso machine. The
Yay.
Breville Oracle Jet Espresso.
Someone
those-
asked Jessica if she has that.
Those are all on Oprah's favorite things list for 2025 if you're interested. And our last item
Oh.
is the American Girl doll, but it's not just any doll.
Oh snap!
This is the 2026. By the way, American Girl, there's a shop in Chicago if you're interested. It's not just any doll. This is the 2026 Doll of the Year, Raquel.
Raquel.
And they made it.
Raquel.
They got her an RR. This is Raquel Reyes. Really close to our own
close.
Raquel.
Almost.
That's so close.
And Raquel, do you normally wear plaid like this, or?
So
She's cute.
they may have asked Raquel for tips on this doll because there are accessories that include options like pickleball, coastal, and comfy, and dogs. So it is very Raquel. So the items that you're guessing is the doll plus the beach day getaway bundle, which I've sent you, which the beach day getaway bundle includes sharing paletas and spotting dolphins. It's the sweetest vacay yet. That's what it says. There's a
See her like little Mexican dress? Oh my gosh. So cute.
So you're gonna get Raquel Reyes for Christmas.
Do you think American Girl,
This is a gift.
the brand, is calling her Raquel, or do you think they're calling her Raquel?
they're calling her Raquel.
Raquel, get your
Little
Uh,
Raquelita.
Raquel.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
I'm
So
gonna
the
say
So we're going with the doll plus the bundle with all the things on it, which includes the little golf cart that you saw and the popsicles and the barbecue set, all of that.
And her chanclas that are there. I
Okay.
see them.
$275.
I don't even know how much dolls cost, so this is really hard. Dang, she even has a Stanley.
Thanks.
What was
So
your
I'll just
guess,
go-
Jill?
I can't remember. $275.99.
Yeah, I'm gonna
She
say
said
250.
Jill said 270.
Oh,
And
270. Sorry.
Raquel
Thank you.
said 245, I believe.
49, so 250. We'll say I'm going to say 250.
All right.
I'll just go above and say 300.
Actual price $645.
Doll.
Yay! I
No.
finally
Vincent,
win.
no way.
No, it's
How much
not.
is the
Yes, it
doll?
is.
How
Yeah,
much
what does
is
the
just
doll
the
I'm
doll?
cost?
You know,
fancy.
the
Know
actual
your worth, girl.
the doll itself, I think, was only like 120. But yeah,
These,
there's a
like,
lot of accessories
okay,
in there.
so I bought a lot of American Girl dolls, which, see, Jacqueline was a disadvantage because she has boys. But I've bought several, and typically they are like 175 to just over 200. So I kind of assumed the doll was around that price. And I've bought sets. But man, I did not think that set was going to be that
Have
much.
you ever bought the doll of the year?
I've never bought the doll of the year, but he's saying she's $200 about, right? So that's about normal. That's insanity.
Those are chrome plated, diamond bedazzled
This is a handmade
sandals.
dress.
And that's a real dolphin that's going to come to your house.
Wow.
All right, let's get back to our attractions. So the next on our points of interest is going to be Millennium Park. So that's going to be a public park that's in downtown. Cloud Gate is obviously a big attraction there. So that's the giant bean. It's mirrored. It's a real big piece of artwork. You can walk around it. You can walk under it. Take pictures with it. Like I said, it's a big mirrored piece of artwork. And then the other cool thing that I saw that's kind of in that area is the Crown Fountain. We haven't seen that one, and I wish that I would have known that that was there because it's just weird, and I think I would want to see it. It's these two 50-foot towers that are on opposite sides, and they're made of glass blocks with these LEDs, and they project people's faces on them, and then it makes it look like there's water squirting out of their mouths. So it's really kind of weird, kind of creepy.
Hmm.
But yeah, somehow in all of our trips that we've done there, I've never seen it. So
Do you think, hot take, is the bean overrated?
you think
Mm.
the bean your most overrated attraction for Chicago?
I didn't originally set it as my most overrated. I thought maybe the fast boat excursion thing on the lake was a bit overrated. But I can see people thinking that the bean is like meh.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you spend time like down there in like the park and you're just kind of walking around, just kind of enjoying, a nice walk outside. It's kind of cool to have some artwork and things around there. Um,
I would put that like forewarning, but me myself, I like hitting the landmark, right? Like I like hitting that thing to do at whatever destination we're going to. So, but I can see it being maybe a little overrated for certain people.
Yeah, it's probably the bean is probably something that you want to check out while you're there, but it might not be something that you're going to revisit on every trip to Chicago. Is kind of the
Mm.
way I'm
Yeah,
thinking
that's
of
true.
it.
Yeah.
One and done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Navy Pier is the next one that I have on the list. So you have the Chicago Harbor with Lake Michigan. There's a Ferris wheel there. You get some really nice lake views, and the big thing to note here is going to be the fireworks every Saturday at 8 p.m. These fireworks are voted number one best place to see fireworks by USA Today, and that's for the last 3 years. So there's music, there's lights, there's videos online you can check out, but the fireworks like a really cool thing to put on your schedule.
They do
Is
it
it all
every
year long?
Saturday?
Yeah, every Saturday is what
What?
it says.
That's crazy.
Navy Pier is really cool though. Like I did that's where I did the fast boat thing, which is it was fun, but probably not a repeat. But also I think really cool to check it off your list that you get to stand and like see one of the Great Lakes, right, in the US. I think it's so accessible in this metropolitan. I think it's a cool spot to make sure you visit.
Yeah, and kind of again, like you're talking about some good views, which is perfect because the next place on the list is going to be the Sky Deck and also the 360 Chicago Observation Deck. There's two cool opportunities that you can get into either a glass tilt enclosure, which is going to be at the 360. That's closer to Lake Michigan, and you get some better views of the skyline. And you can stand on this platform, and it's going to tilt downward. It's a 30-degree tilt, and you can take a view of the skyline in the city from up there. It's essentially 1,000 feet above where the street's at. Or you have the sky deck. The sky deck is going to be a higher vantage point, and that one is a ledge. So you go to the ledge, and there's a glass box that's extending off the building, and that's going to be 1,300 feet. So it's a little higher up. But like I said, this 360 is going to be, I think, better views of Lake Michigan and the skyline. The sky deck, while it's higher up, it's a little further away. But two
Did y'all do
opportunities.
those?
No, we didn't make it there. We didn't make it to do that one.
But would you do it? You would stand on the glass and all that? Or are you too scared?
I think I
Ooh,
like the
jitsu.
idea of standing on the glass with like the glass beneath your feet more than I like the idea of being there where it tilts and you're tilting toward the street.
Right.
I don't know why, but like, I guess less moving parts sounds like a better idea to me.
So
But
you're
yeah, I don't know.
scared.
Got scared. Got scared. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it.
You're gonna do it?
I'm gonna do
The
it.
tilting
Have
one?
you have you picked
Heck
which one
yeah.
you want to do? You want to do
I'm
the
gonna do it.
tilt?
I'm gonna do them both. I'm gonna do them both.
Okay.
With my bum bag. I've got it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, Second City Comedy Club is the next one on our list. This is an improv and sketch comedy club. Me and Raquel went there, so we have some firsthand experience. But first, let's just go through the alumni from the Second City Comedy Club. There's Stephen Colbert, Amy Sedaris, Tina Fey, Chris Farley, Mike Myers, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Martin Short. So lots of very well-known celebrities, actors, comedians that actually spent time at the Second City Comedy Club. So we went there. I think it's really cool date night option. But me and Raquel went there, and we went on, I believe, a Friday night. And they have two shows. There's a 7 p.m. show and there's a 10 p.m. show. And there's not open seating there, but it is first come, first serve. So the recommendation would be to get there early. We were running a little behind, and so our seats were kind of in the back. They were on the far side, so we could see, but there were definitely better seats and better viewpoints of the show. But overall, it was really a good show. The other thing I'll say about it is that it was a long show, and because we did this show the same day that we had flown into Chicago, we were pretty tired by the time we got out of there because we had woken up. We did a plane ride and everything. We went out and kind of went to downtown, and then we finished the night with Second City. And so we didn't get out of there, I think, until probably 12:30 that night. And so it was 1 o'clock or later by the time we got home.
But yeah, it was a cool show. I had never actually been to like a true improv
Oh,
show, so I thought it was interesting. It's different comedy. It's just like boom, boom, boom with the
yeah. It's
skits,
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was
There.
good.
Okay, so there's a lot of sports in Chicago, of course. We're only going to be hitting Wrigley Field, though, in this episode. So Wrigley Field, built in 1914. It's the second oldest major league ballpark, and it's the site of Babe Ruth's called shot home runs. It's also the first to feature an organ as the music in the stadium, and it is the last major league team to have lights added to their stadium, which was back in 1988.
That's nuts. So was it really dark if they've had a night game?
I think it was really just day games, which is
Oh,
why like even today, like I think Wrigley Field is going to have more day games than any other stadium.
it's nuts.
Yeah, so the Wrigley Field sign, I think, is definitely something that you have to check out. We didn't get a picture with it, and now I think it should be on the list with that red marquee that they have there that says, Wrigley Field. It's going to be near the home plate entrance. That's going to be at the corner of Addison and Clark. But yeah, definitely get a picture there. I think that's a really cool photo opportunity. There's tours, of course. So I think you also want to prefer to do non-game day because you can see the clubhouse, you can see the dugout, you can see the press box, and you can see the outfield ivy. The ivy is going to start turning green in May. So I think by the time, Jacqueline, you're
Yeah.
there, it's probably going to be nice and thick and lush. And so you'll get to see some cool ivy there. That would be, there's a lot of options for seats with Wrigley Field. You have to think about, like, do you want to be able to see the scoreboard, which is,
Yeah.
I think, a more classic view, or do you want to be by the ivy and that wall, that brick wall in the outfield? So I think that there's a lot that goes into picking your seat for Wrigley Field. And for us, we actually sat more along the first base side, and I definitely do remember it feeling like it was just a more intimate setting. Like it felt like we were closer to the field, and
Oh,
it
interesting.
was it was really cool, the seats that we had when we were there. If you want to see a game though, and you don't necessarily, maybe you're going to go to two games. Maybe you can be in the stadium, and then you can also take one from another viewpoint, which would be from the rooftop. So the Wrigley rooftops are going to be just outside the stadium. There's 11 buildings. It depends on which one you pick, and which game and everything. But I saw prices from $79 to $199. But there are a number of buildings where you can actually sit, on the rooftop, and you're outside the stadium, but you can get a viewpoint into the field there and take in the game that way.
I'm not going to get a hot dog that way. Am
You
I though?
you
Are
sure
they going to have
can.
what? No
You
way.
can. So, and I found the one that I picked. The one that I picked is going to be 1038 Waveland. That's the one that I think I would choose. It's
Oh,
directly down.
wow.
It's directly down the foul line, and but yeah, these are all inclusive. You can have soda, beer, wine. They have hot dogs, burgers, Italian beef. They have nachos.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, if it's your first trip and you want to go to Wrigley, you probably want to be in the stadium. But like I said, if you're going to be there a few nights and you're going to take in a couple games, maybe one of the games, from the Wrigley rooftop.
That's pretty cool.
And I remember the crowd being like a lot of energy in the crowd. So it's not like a sit around kind of game. I feel like you got to be ready to kind of get into the spirit of it.
Yeah, the fans that are at Wrigley Field know baseball. And so if you go to another stadium and, you see on the scoreboard, you know, it's time to cheer, or whatever, it's a full count, and they're basically like trying to hype up the crowd. They don't need that in Wrigley Field. The fans in Chicago know what the count is. They know what the score is. They know the situation, and they know when to cheer. They're very in the game. I do remember though the walkways were very crowded because obviously it's an older stadium. It's not like it doesn't have these wide walkways to go down on like the concourse and things like that. The other thing that I was going to mention though was just to make sure that you get there ahead of time. We thought we had plenty of time. I was like, we're going to get there so early. We're going to get there so early. We're going to be able to check out all these things. We're going to be able to see batting practice and all this stuff. It took a long time to find parking and make our way to the
Mm.
stadium. So just plan ahead, and whatever amount of time you think is enough, you're going to need to add probably at least an extra 30 minutes to it, maybe even an hour if you really plan on, checking out the stadium before the game starts. Okay, so the next one on the list is the Art Institute of Chicago. They have a very wide collection of Impressionism artwork. They have American Gothic, Nighthawks, Van Gogh's self-portrait. But the one that I liked the most, I think that they feature is going to be the stained glass called America Windows. It looks really cool. I like the stained glass work there, and so I think you should check that out if you go by the Art Institute of Chicago. Okay, so that's some of the points of interest for Chicago, but there's a number that I think we should mention that I think are also worth checking out: the Chicago Sports Museum, the Michigan Avenue Bridge and the Riverwalk, um, the Field Museum. You can do an architecture boat tour. Frank Lloyd Wright is a big attraction there as well. You can do tours to see his home and studio in Oak Park. And I also saw one that was kind of cool called the Oz Park. And so that's in the Lincoln Park area, and they have statues of the characters from The Wizard of Oz in the park, which I think is pretty unique. All right, so let's take another break, and then whenever we come back, we will see what's on the menu. Okay, so let's see what's on the menu for Chicago. There's three big ones I think that we all know about. There's deep dish pizza, the Italian beef, and then the Chicago style hot dog. Any of those three you think is the clear winner as far as which one you want to pick?
Pizza!
That's my pizza.
Yeah. Pizza, 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 pizza.
Okay, I have a question though. Jensen and Raquel, there was that one Christmas where we did the exchange and y'all gave us, somebody got pizza. Was it from one of these places? Remember when you got that?
It was. Yeah, so Jessica had gifted that to me. So I think I want to say it was 3 pizzas.
Okay, wait, she gifted it to you.
That's
For
right.
some reason I thought y'all gifted it. Okay.
But yeah, it was good.
Giordano's, was it?
I think it was Giordano's.
That's what I thought too.
So yeah, deep dish pizza. The two big ones that come up are Lou Malnati's and Giordano's. Believe we've had both, and I don't necessarily remember one standing out, versus the other that I'd say, oh yeah, you have to try this one versus the other. I think either one are great choices. They're both very good deep dish pizzas. We didn't try pizza this time. Instead, we went with the Italian beef, and the Italian beef spot that we went to was Al's, and that is in downtown. It was really good, but we talked to some locals and some friends while we were there, and I've researched on the internet since, and the spot that everybody tells us the place to go to is Johnny's. You need to go to Johnny's Beef if you want to get the number one Italian beef, the one that all of the locals say that's the place to go to. Okay, so more fun eating around Chicago. There's some eating challenges that we need to mention. The one that I really like is going to be Lucky's Sandwich Co. It's the triple sandwich challenge. You can eat 3 sandwiches plus fries in 1 hour for glory and free lunch.
Yes.
Each sandwich is over 2 pounds. What I do like, though, is that you have to eat 3 of them, and yes, it's a lot of food, but you have a wide selection that you can pick from. They have corned beef, pastrami, buffalo chicken, ham, salami, roast beef, turkey. They have a pretty good menu that you can pick, which 3 sandwiches you want to eat for this challenge. And from the video I saw, 1 sandwich is more than enough. The next one is going to be Fontano's subs. That's a 3-foot meatball sub challenge. And I think they lied. I don't think it's 3 feet. It looks more like 4 feet. It's huge. And you have to finish that one in 1 hour to win that challenge. And it's 7 pounds of meat.
Wow.
I do love a meatball sub.
We've established that y'all are more into pizza. And this is the challenge that is the most... I think this is the most reasonable challenge that you could take on. This is known as Good Life Pizza, the Giant Slice Challenge. You have to eat essentially half of a 20-inch pizza, and you need to do it within 30 minutes. But this challenge only occurs on Mondays. The video that I saw online, the guy did it in like 9 minutes. Like it didn't even look hard. But I think that it's if you want to do a challenge and say you did a Chicago eating challenge, this is the one to do. And I think the video I saw there, the cashier's there, and he's like, "Yeah, you have to eat it in 30 minutes. If you don't, it's 8.55 or something like that." It was like, oh, well, if I lose, it's gonna cost me like $10. It's not like you're having to eat or having to pay a huge amount if you lose.
I wanted to call out, we mentioned honorable mention points of interest was the Riverwalk. And I remember us really liking our experience at the Ghirardelli's on the Riverwalk. So if you're looking for a place for a dessert while simultaneously hitting up another landmark of the city, I think that was really cool to get that view of the Riverwalk. Brownie Sundae was great. And I think it's important to also call out that Chicago being such a metropolitan like hotspot, I didn't realize they have 20 Michelin star restaurants in the city. And they even have one that has 3 stars. So that's a big deal. And for context, so they have 20 and Texas as a whole has 18. So if you are interested in that scene, right, and hitting up a place that really, has that elevated experience, I think you have plenty of options in Chicago to try out, and even a variety of cuisines too amongst the Michelin star designation. So I thought that was kind of fun. And I think also, speaking of food, Taste of Chicago looks like a really cool event. It looks huge. I didn't realize they have it over a few weekends in different parks, but Grant Park is the big one. And that takes place in September, and that one is free. So you're just paying for your food and drink when you're there.
Okay, so let's jump over to souvenirs. Do y'all have any souvenirs lined up that you're interested in getting while you're in Chicago?
Gummies.
Okay.
The gummies.
Gummies.
Okay.
Whole bunch.
That's a good one.
50 pounds.
Yeah, get the gummies for sure.
I bet you could get like special ones too that maybe you don't find everywhere.
My mom's already got a bum bag and some sort of like Chicago the band merchandise, maybe.
I thought back to our trip. We went to the Field Museum, and there they had the retro wax figurine that you can make. I don't know if you guys ever like had those at your zoo, your local zoo, but at the San Antonio Zoo, that was a thing where you put your money in and the machine would create a little animal figurine out of wax. And so for me, it was like nostalgic because I loved that souvenir growing up. And then they had that at the museum that we went to. So I had like a little blue rhino that I got and loved that souvenir. But it was a good souvenir memory. By the way, do we know that souvenir means memory in French? It's a good memory.
What?
Do they say it souvenir?
Trip. Yeah, souvenir. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's like for the word memory.
All right, so for me, I think I have a few. I first want to, of course, because we're Postcard Town, the museum, the Art Institute has a book that you can buy there. It's a museum book with postcards inside of it, so you can buy a book, and it has like 30 postcards in there. So I thought that was cool. Also, I did mention, at the beginning, how I think Chicago is kind of like, I think of that before I actually think of like Illinois sometimes. And I think like the Chicago flag is a good souvenir. If you want to buy the flag or buy a t-shirt with the flag, you're guaranteed to see the Chicago flag while you're in Chicago. It's one of the better flags in my opinion, and it's probably the only city that I know of that has a flag and I would recognize. A couple other items. I think Michael Jordan shoes or a jersey would be a good souvenir. And then the last one I would go with would be, I think I would try and get would be the Save Ferris t-shirt. I don't know why they should be selling a Save Ferris t-shirt at every location that Ferris Bueller went to in that movie. Yeah, that'll do it for souvenirs. On our AI kind of look up, we think we got most of them. It talks about Millennium Park and Cloud Gate, the Crown Fountain. It talks about the Art Institute of Chicago, Sky Deck, the Riverwalk, the food. I think we pretty much hit everything that AI told us. The one snack place that it brought up was Garrett popcorn, and it mentions to get the Garrett mix, which is cheddar cheese and sweet caramel popcorn. So some final thoughts. What's the longest road trip you're willing to take?
For your gummies, for your Albanese gummies, how long are you gonna drive?
To think. I'm gonna say 10.
Okay. Yeah, it's a big city and there's a lot to do there. So yeah, I think ten
There's a
is a good
lot.
answer. So you know, it's 14 from Dallas, and then probably the max for people is like 30 if you're in like Seattle. So Jill's doing
10.
perhaps a 10-hour trip. Jacqueline, Raquel, what do you think?
I think I would take the 2 days and go. Like, because I think I just really want to go. I just really want to try the pizza and go to Wrigley Field and do the riverboat tour. Like, I want to do it all. So I feel like I'd be willing to do the long 14 for
Yeah.
me.
I could do 12, 12 to 14.
Yeah, I think I'm right in that same range, probably 12 to 14 hours. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot to do in Chicago, so I think it's worth a long road trip to get there. Okay, so we went through quite a bit of Chicago, but there's even more to see. We might have to do another episode, I think, some point later on. Talk about things like Lollapalooza and more of the Field Museum. Talk about the South Side and Chicago and the Chicago White Sox. Maybe the Bulls. There's a lot to talk about here. You talk about the Taste of Chicago event. So there's a good chance we're going to end up doing a second episode on Chicago one day. Follow us on Instagram at Postcard Town Podcast for more content. And thank you to Jacqueline, Jill, and Raquel for another fun episode. Thank you to everyone for listening, and safe travels.